Welcome to the Can't Stop Playing podcast. That's the name we have at the moment, so let me know in the comments below what you think of that name, Can't Stop Playing podcast. I think it's got quite a good ring to it. So in this podcast, we've got loads of stuff happening, loads of game talk about E3 as well. So at one point in the podcast, I do tease I am going to Paris. I can actually confirm I'm going to Paris to play Watch Dogs. So if you've got any requirements or stuff you want to see from Watch Dogs, I can show everything I think apart from the cutscenes as far as I know. So let me know in the comments below what you want to see from Watch Dogs, and I'll try and read them before I play on Friday. But hopefully next week you'll be able to see some Watch Dogs on this channel. So be excited and enjoy the podcast.
What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome to the Can't Stop Playing podcast for the week of May 12th. I'm your host, Zach, or Ghost Robo, and joining us today is a man who's headed to the Eiffel Tower, Scott Game Riot.
Hello, how you doing?
Why are you going to France?
I can't say.
It's a big European secret.
It is. It's just like a festival. No, I don't know. I can't say it. Hopefully you'll know next week.
That would be. I'm very excited for you. But speaking of festivals, what is this Eurovision thing? It was filling up my Twitter feed, and I have no idea what it is.
Basically, it's like every European country has they select a singer, and then basically the best singer wins, but it always turns into a sort of political thing. So they sort of vote for their nearest country or their favourite country, not their favourite singer. So it's very weird. So the UK isn't very popular, so we tend to come normally last.
Aw. Now, do they pick a popular singer, a on-tour star?
It normally has to be a new singer.
Okay.
So it has to be someone that's not been popular.
So it's like American Idol, but also Miss America, a country pageant mixed with a singing competition.
It's very odd. I don't watch it personally, but it's weird. Very
weird. It seemed like quite the big deal. Everybody, I'm guessing there's a little bit of that personal country pride that goes into it.
Exactly, yeah.
We won Eurovision.
Yeah, and some guy, I think the guy that won was Polish. I think he was Polish, and he had it was a woman with a beard.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very, very odd. It sounds more like a crazy video game competition, like Eurovision, where everyone puts on their Oculus and goes to battle. But apparently, they are just singing. We're going to be singing about quite a few things. There was some big news this week. But before we get to that, what have you been doing this week, Scott?
The one that pops out of my mind at the moment is probably Batman. Batman and Walking Dead is what I've been playing mostly. What's the other game I've been playing? I feel like I've forgotten something.
Spider-Man?
Perhaps Spider-Man, yeah. I'll probably get more Spider-Man.
We're kind of in that dead period of the year. This is probably the ultimate low point. There are a few things this week, like you mentioned, Walking Dead. I've been playing Super Time Force, which is a lot of fun, but April was sort of slow, and the beginning of May was really slow, so now we're just at this
It's getting started soon, though, isn't it? May's going to turn into quite a good month, I think. Got Mario Kart, got Wolfenstein, we got Watch Dogs as well, so there's a few games coming.
Jump off that ramp and get back into gear. But tell me about The Walking Dead without spoiling the story. It's been, 2 months since the last one. How do you think episode 3 of season 2 fares?
First of all, I'd like to see these episodes come out a little bit quicker, personally. Yeah. I think it takes a little bit too long. But this episode's probably one of my favourite episodes. I've been hearing mixed stuff, but generally pretty positive reviews on the game. There's some quite big decisions in the game. Stuff where you can perhaps watch stuff or you can walk away. And I think it's some pretty important decisions in this one, and I enjoyed it a lot. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's got my thumbs up for sure.
Awesome. I will say I've played about half of it, and I think they do a great job of making Carver seem so menacing. I hate that guy so much. Yeah. Every time he's on screen, I just want to punch my TV and knock him out. It's I think that's a testament to their writing, that they've created such a very evil villain that you genuinely detest. Every time, it seems so awful. Now, you play on the PC, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Do you have any of the performance hiccups? Because what I can't understand is I'm playing on PS3, and this is their 9th episode technically for Walking Dead. They had 5 season 1, 400 days, and now 3 of season 2, and it freezes, it hiccups, it desyncs, it takes forever between load screens. I had it freeze on a trophy pop-up.
Oh, God.
I can't understand. What must be happening is that they wrote the code and they can't change it or something. They can't, in order to improve it, it's just not.
All the past decisions and stuff have to be in the same code or something. I don't know.
Right, there's no way to improve it. It's mind-boggling. And Weren't there talks at one time that they were going to release this for next gen, or am I crazy?
I think they are at some point, yeah. I don't know why they would do that, perhaps.
Maybe they'll do like a full season 1, season 2.
Yeah, like a Game of the Year thing.
Yeah,
maybe.
next gen disc compilation, which I guess would be interesting. How do you feel about all of this, whatever you want to call it? What is it called? Episodic gaming. Are you still on board with this? It seems like more and more people get frustrated with the fact that there's these big delays. We know Telltale has more of these games in the works. Do you think that Walking Dead would be just as alluring or even more alluring if they said, hey, 1 disc, 5 episodes, boom, enjoy?
I don't mind the wait. It's the fact that sometimes I think just things a little bit too long. I think a month is just take. I always end up forgetting the characters almost when obviously I get reminded when you do like little. This is what happened last time, and I thought, okay, now I remember. But I forget literally almost everything from that last episode, and it does take me a little while to sort of get back into the mindset of Clementine and all the other past characters, obviously Carver and stuff. But I like him still, but sometimes it's like a little bit more like filler episodes, and it's sometimes they're not as good. But I think they just need to like get the time frame down a little bit. Perhaps like 1 every 2 weeks would be really nice. Quite a fast sort of like cycle where it's almost like a TV show. You sort of plan the next one. And I think they should like perhaps almost like work on all 5 episodes and then actually release them without sort of having this massive like development cycle where you do 1 every month. It's
like pre-build them all and then kind of release them as you see fit. I like the TV analogy. I think it's interesting that for episodic gaming, all we've really gotten is story-based stuff, because story-based stuff is where you kind of need it to be released together, so you have that emotional build-up and you know what everything's, what's happening, what's going on, especially for people that play Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead. I'm sure there's got to be, mixing of the streams, confusion, and I always wanted to see like a more action game, a more platformy game take an episodic turn, something like Mirror's Edge, where each week or every other week you had like a new runner mission. I thought that would be so cool if they did this episodic thing with something besides character-driven games, because those seem to be the ones that almost suffer the most from episodic. It's sort of a weird thing.
I think that would work well, but I think the story's got to be quite engaging as well to work alongside the sort of action adventure sort of style of the game. Otherwise, I think it won't capture people as well. I think people watch like stuff like in the UK we've got like things like a soap which is on like every day pretty much, and it's just a story which is engaging them, so they want to see the character progress. Right. I think that's probably why obviously they focus on the story aspect. But if the gameplay is good obviously as well and a good story, I think that could work quite well.
I agree. I think so. I think the best thing we both said is just if they could cut down that time frame, it would be huge. Massive DLC episode.
Do you think they're doing too much though? I mean, they've got like Borderlands coming, they've got Game of Thrones coming, they've got Walking Dead, Wolfenstein probably have a season 2 as well. Walking Dead probably have a season